All right. Hey, everyone. How's everyone doing? This is SecurePlanHealth updates. We're going to be talking about SecurePlanHealth, what's new, what's latest, what's happening with it. I'd like to go ahead and introduce you to Christopher Hugman. He is the VP of Service Innovation at Night Security Systems. So let him take it away. Okay, let's
So, Alyssa, how you there? I'm sorry I was pulled away. We had one of our participants called our office asking how to connect. He was having some audio problems. So I don't know if anyone else is having audio problems at this point or not. But Alyssa, I don't suppose you could give well, if you're hearing me, you're probably not having audio problems. So,
yeah, let's see if I can.
So you may have already kicked this guy off.
Yeah, let's see if I can find a link and make sure everyone's included.
So, okay.
Okay, so I just sent a link out just in case anyone needs it. It's in the chat right here. I know that's kind of redundant, but just in case. So again, I'd like to introduce you guys to Christopher Hugman. He is the VP of Service Innovation, and he's going to be talking about SecurePlanHealth and updates and the latest things happening with it.
Great. So I've got the controls and ready to go. Let me throw my screen up, and so Alyssa, can you see my screen?
Yep.
All right. I'm trying to put this in the presenter mode here. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining me today on the little update and overview of system health monitoring and with Night Security Systems. And so look forward to going through this information, and hopefully you'll find it helpful, and we can take some questions at the end and see where we need to go. But in the event that you're unfamiliar with Night Security, I wanted to just tell you a little bit about who we are and how we got to this discussion about system health monitoring. We are a physical security system integrator founded in 1983 in Dallas, and today we have more than 80 full-time employees all across Texas, and we are a Texas-based integrator owned by Texans. We generally will design and develop and deploy enterprise-class security systems in projects, with projects in excess even of 4,000 devices, so some pretty large projects. We do quite a bit of work through our procurement contracts with state and local governments, as well as school districts and things of that nature in the public sector. So that's a big part of our reach across Texas. SecurePlan, you'll hear us talk about SecurePlan. That is our what we call our service level agreement. It's a maintenance program that we bring to the market. We are a very service-centric type company. we don't just install systems, but actually our strength, I feel, is in supporting them after the installation is complete. So the discussion today about system health monitoring actually dates back to 2010 when we introduced SecurePlanHealth, system health monitoring, to proactively identify and address system issues that some of our clients were experiencing on larger networks, and that concept is proven to be very effective. And however, we thought we could do better, so it led us to develop some technology internally, and which we did. And now, and just earlier this year, we were awarded a patent on the 9th century system health monitoring appliance. And so I'll get into a little bit more about how that works, but just a little bit of the history about our system health monitoring program here that goes back to 2010. If you've heard anything at all about night security, you've probably heard the 3 words: honor, integrity, and service, and those are our core values that you see here at the bottom of the screen. Of course, our mission is to assist clients in improving and protecting their operational successes through long-term relationships. And we really feel that the system health monitoring program embodies that mission to a large degree, because we feel that's a tool and an opportunity that will allow us to provide a higher level of support to ensure systems are functioning and operating properly. So, my keys are a little sensitive. So today for the agenda is the topic of the webinar is how to avoid system downtime on your electronic physical security system. So generally we'll cover a few topics. What is system health monitoring? How does it work? Do I need system health monitoring for my systems? And then finally, what is SecurePlan, and how does that fit within the context there? So we'll be going through those things. And this webinar will last about 30 minutes. We should be wrapped up around 1:30 and maybe a bit earlier, and be able to take some questions. So what is system health monitoring? System health monitoring is simply a proactive means for detecting and preventing operational problems on your electronic security system that could lead to system degradation or even failure of your system. And some situations, undetected, could end up being causing an entire system shutdown. What system health monitoring is not it's not a monitor for operational security events. If in the access control world, maybe a door forced event, we are not monitoring video for any kind of activity on your site. We're monitoring that the camera's connected to the network, and that it's still visible to the server, but we are not monitoring the activity on the video. So it's just making sure the system is working as it should. So it's while there is a little bit of magic going on in the background, it is a technical application that we need to set up. So just by way of infrastructure, how do you set up system health monitoring is a primary question that we get. And going back in our history, when we first began system health monitoring, we would configure a virtual private network, a VPN, from the client system back into our monitoring platform. And so that required that we configure a VPN appliance on your site, and then it comes back and it's managed a little bit cumbersome. We would work with IT groups to allow that to happen, those types of things. Part of our evolution has been with the Sentry device is that now we don't need to do that. Now with the Sentry device, it creates its own secure tunnel out of your network. So we use this independent appliance on the network, on the local network, and it's configured for the physical security networks there. We even have dual network ports, so we can create a physical separation between the network that's on the site as well as the outbound network to the internet or to the wide area network that we might be using. This also has the advantage of monitoring, maintaining all of the data logs, all the traffic locally, because the Sentry device is going out to review and connect with every device on your network every few seconds. And so it's logging that information, collecting all that information. So it accumulates those logs there on the network without any outbound connection. So even without a connection, we can log some of the activity. When the Sentry device determines and identifies that there is a problem, perhaps a camera disconnected or a hard drive issue, it will then initiate an outbound connection to our monitoring platform and send that alert over a secure outbound channel, an SSL channel. So no VPNs connected, and most often there's not any there's no involvement required by the IT group in terms of opening inbound ports. And so you all are likely familiar with the idea, but we want to avoid opening the inbound ports for network security purposes. So, and so how does it work on a day-to-day basis? And so here is a general depiction of how the system is set up there. At the top of the screen, you see the cameras and the servers and the access control systems that are in place, and a Sentry and the firewall. And so the first thing that happens is a system issue is detected by the local monitoring device. So this camera, for example, will maybe fall offline for some reason, could be knocked off of the wall by someone. That happens from time to time. The Sentry will detect that and will route that signal to the whoops, there's my number 2 right there. I guess I'll have to do it that way. The signal is transferred outbound to our technical folks that are monitoring these systems, and the technician will review the alert, determine the severity, conduct a preliminary investigation. Oftentimes they can fix the problem if it's a maybe an update that's needed or a camera recycle that's needed or something like that. Then they can often fix the problem and go back in through the connection established by the outbound alert. If we can't fix the problem remotely, then we can certainly dispatch a local technician anywhere in Texas to further investigate that. And if it's, for instance, the camera that's knocked off the wall, we can remount the camera there, which we haven't figured out a way to do that remotely yet, but we're still working on that. So that's in a pretty quick summary, that's how it works. So the signal is detected on site and simply transferred over to us and lets us know we've got an issue. So what are some of the top issues that we see with system health monitoring? And as I review these, I'd ask you to think about, how do you determine these issues? How do you detect these issues today? Because that was the challenge that we were facing. We needed a way to detect these issues. So camera connectivity issues, whether it's a failure, a network error, or just a network disconnect, maybe perhaps a switch lost power. And so, okay, now we know which cameras we lost. So that's a big, one of the top issues that we see is the network connectivity. Obviously important. If you have a video system, you want the video system to continue to function and work, and you don't want to be able you don't have to go in, every few hours to make sure your cameras are there. You need to have a level of confidence that they're working. On an access system, access control system, it's node connectivity issues. And generally that will not present itself as a problem to the user, because if a node, for example, disconnects, the cardholder database will continue to allow folks into the building and that sort of thing. But there are some other features in access control systems that would be inhibited by a node being disconnected. And so you want to avoid that. In particular, things such as lockdown could be inhibited by a node being disconnected from a network. So we want to make sure those things are always in place and always working. So we'll see that. Frequently, we see server alerts. The most notable of those would be a hard drive error. Frequently, as hard drives get older or nearing their end of life, there will be more and more errors on the hard drive. And you wouldn't see that as a user because there's some fault tolerance built in, but that is a predictive event to failure, to hard drive failure. So when we start seeing failures or errors, we want to take some proactive measures to replace the hard drive to ensure continual system operations. We can also see excessive CPU, RAM, those types of things. As far as subcomponent alerts, these are things that would likely go entirely undetected were it not for system health monitoring. Things such as low battery on your UPS system, or maybe a temperature alert on your server. Not something that you would typically be aware of. Traffic congestion out of your server or through your network, and fan speed, for example. A fan speed will begin to slow down as the fan begins to wear out. And if a switch has the fan, and we've had this situation arise with non-monitored sites, a switch failed, and as we would later find out, it was due to a fan failure. Switch simply got overheated and then failed. System health monitoring, we can determine we have a fan problem and take proactive measures to do that. And of course, if the entire system goes away for whatever reason, maybe a catastrophic power outage or something of that nature, then we can see that right away and know the level of severity there. So we have seen that, although probably shouldn't be on this top issues list, but we do see that from time to time, and it usually arises from power related events. So those are some of the top issues. Now, what are some things to consider? We said, well, does it fit for everybody? And well, that's of course for our clients to determine. You know, the fundamental question is, what is the impact of the unexpected disruption to business operations if your security system did not function? In some degree, it's, you know, why do we have the security system in the first place? And presumably there's a strong need for that. And so let's make sure that system is functional. The other thing to consider is, how are the issues detected today? Almost more than 80% of the cameras installed throughout the country today are not actively monitored. Most often, a camera failure is discovered when someone needs to retrieve an event on video, and then they find out that it's not there. And we unfortunately have seen that too many times. And however, we've seen that system health monitoring can greatly mitigate those situations to a very large degree. There are clients that we're doing system health monitoring for. That's truly a rare event. Other server and subcomponent alerts, my guess is, unless you're applying your own system health monitoring technology, there's absolutely no visibility. And then finally, what is the cost of an emergency outage? If that hard drive error is not detected, and if the hard drive then fails and brings the system down, now the entire system is down, and it requires an emergency response, which frankly is more expensive for everyone. So we want to try to make sure that we're monitoring it and staying ahead of those type of costly events. So, and of course, this may be redundant, that some of the benefits of the health monitoring is the proactive notification. As I mentioned, it reduces the long-term costs of maintenance and repairs because there's more planning involved, more proactivity, and we can avoid some of those urgent situations. And we definitely have seen where it extends the life of the systems. things like temperature. When a temperature gets out of range, really is damaging to the system. That arises from those fan issues and things like that. So it truly does, by maintaining the system and watching all those component parts, it absolutely extends the life of the systems for you. So that's a big benefit. So now I'd like to jump just for a moment to be a little bit more night-centric. Night Security offers a program called SecurePlan. And if you've been around us for any time at all, I'm sure you've heard of SecurePlan. But it's a 3-tiered service plan. So you can there's actually 3 tiers to the plan. And those include SecurePlanHealth, our classic SecurePlan, I'll call it, and then SecurePlan 24. So SecurePlanHealth is based on our patented technology of Night Sentry. It works like we talked about earlier with the system health monitoring, the outbound reporting, and it monitors the server, the workstation utilization, various components, your power backup, network traffic, all those things. But beyond the monitoring piece, it includes the personnel in our customer support center to handle service requests. And so when we see an alert, we have a technician that's been trained on all of our systems to be able to go in and determine what's going on. And they're also trained on the Microsoft server and Windows platform, as well as most major networking technologies. So, you know, these are the guys, these are our brain trust, our centralized center that really can dig deep into the system logs and things like that to figure out what's going on. And they also have the remote support tools that will allow us to bring in, on a supervised basis, manufacturer, you know, tier 2 and 3 manufacturer reps. So we can address a problem if it's a severe problem, we can address it quickly and efficiently. So that centralized support center is a key component of our SecurePlanHealth program. We provide remote support as well. So if you have a need, you need to know how to do something, we'll provide this support, and activity reports as required. So if you need to know general system performance or things like that, then we can certainly help you with those needs. Oh, okay, I jumped ahead. So the SecurePlan itself, this is, I mentioned earlier, our SecurePlan, we provide a guarantee same-day service. And so with SecurePlan, if you call us by noon, we will be there that day, or your next month is free. And so we stand behind our same-day service response. And you know, we don't have to make those kind of credits very often, but we've done it from time to time, just when situations arise. And we will stand behind it. It also includes, you can avoid all the labor travel costs for items that are maybe a billable rate, discount on move adds and changes. If you need to add a camera here or there, we'll provide a 25% discount on the labor rates. We stock in our warehouse at each office, we will stock repair and replacement equipment for systems that are covered by SecurePlan. And so we provide that on a loaner basis, and we provide an extended warranty for all of your components throughout the coverage of SecurePlan. So even if the manufacturer only covers a device for 1 year, if you have a 5-year SecurePlan, Night Security is covering those devices as long as that SecurePlan is in place. And if you renew the SecurePlan, we will continue to recover those devices. So that's an important feature. And also the annual functional test. This is where we will come out and inspect the system, clean off the cameras, make sure that everything is working as it should be, review the system logs and things of that nature, and just check things out from top to bottom. And if your business requires more frequent maintenance inspections or functional tests, then we can certainly accommodate that. In some cases, we have clients that do quarterly and even monthly system functionality tests. So on the for those folks that need 24/7 support, we do have another option called SecurePlan 24, and basically that we offer 4-hour response, and that's 24 hours, 365 days per year. So around the clock coverage. It includes all the benefits of SecurePlan, the loaner equipment, the free software upgrades, the functional tests, all that, but it also includes that additional response metric that we will commit to and support you in that. And so we do have clients that are taking advantage of that option. So our just comparing all of our options, you'll see here on this chart, we've broken this out into a couple different sections, the top section being system health monitoring. But our standard warranty today includes system health monitoring. We feel like that's such an important part of who Night Security is that we include that with our standard warranty. And so even if you don't take advantage of our SecurePlan offering, we will be putting in if you're installing a system today, we're putting in system health monitoring for you. And we'll do that for the first year as part of our warranty. Now, if you sign up for SecurePlanHealth, you get a few other little goodies, if you will, and that includes some of these predictive failure alerts on the core components and really proactive resolutions. Under the warranty plan, if we see an error, we'll tell you, and it becomes, you need to give us direction as to how you would want us to proceed. Under SecurePlanHealth, we take more responsibility to resolve issues proactively. We also do more in terms of remote diagnostic and issue remediation. We will provide you support if you have a need to do, for instance, how do I record video with a remote desktop type session, and we will directly coordinate the on-site repair with the Night Security staffs. So, that's the difference between the standard warranty and the health. And as I mentioned, in 2016, we included SecurePlan Health in all of our SecurePlan offerings. So SecurePlan and SecurePlan 24, it all includes the health monitoring program. And as you go to on-site support, of course, SecurePlan Health, if you're only taking advantage of SecurePlan Health, there's not an on-site element to that. If you need us on-site, we can certainly dispatch, and it would be on a standard rate type of basis. However, the SecurePlan program, or I'll call it the classic SecurePlan, includes all of the on-site, the guaranteed response, free loaner equipment, all those things that I mentioned, and then SecurePlan 24, the 24/7 service. Also at the bottom, you'll see the maintenance of system records. So sometimes as you're adding components over time, it's hard to keep up with what is where and when it was installed and some of the warranty issues and software issues and things. And so we'll take care of those things on these different plans. And then finally, we added, based on customer recommendation, we added an annual technical planning session. So once a year for our SecurePlan clients, we'll come back and sit down and say, here's what we're seeing. What are your plans? How can we help you plan for a facility expansion, or maybe there's some other issues going on, and we'll just have a discussion about how you can get more value from your security systems. Well, so Alyssa, I'm seeing some screen overlap here. I don't know there. So a couple of SecurePlanHealth success stories. I just wanted to share these briefly with you because I thought they would be helpful. The city of Conroe, our CSC received an alert on a hard drive failure with a RAID 5 array. So the hard drive actually failed on this RAID 5. It continued to work. So we were able to order a replacement and get the drive placed back in the service. You'll notice that there was no degradation to the user experience. So the users were not aware, even though in this case they're monitoring the cameras, they weren't aware that they had lost a hard drive. That's the nature of RAID 5. But we were able to do this, manage the process, get it replaced, and they didn't lose any video. Here, in the second item, Dad's State Supporting Living Center, a network switch went offline. So we weren't able to get it back on to the network because the switch was down. We dispatched a technician, and within 6 hours of detecting the outage, we had the cameras back online and recording. And then finally, the Big Spring State Hospital, we were doing a quarterly inspection, and the CSC technician that was involved, we looked at all the system logs and whatnot, identified a potentially critical problem, and consequently we were able to resolve that, which involved doing a backup and recreating the drive volumes and things, and bringing the server back up. And so very little downtime. It's certainly better to manage that process than to have to respond reactively. So just a few final thoughts in wrapping up, and as you look at our President Phil Lake there in the photo, obviously if you've talked to him for 5 minutes, he's talked about SecurePlan, but we have been providing system health monitoring since 2010. And it has proven to be an extremely effective tool for minimizing downtime, lowering long-term costs, and extending the useful life of your systems. No two ways about it. So we're fully on board with that. So Night Security, in developing our capabilities there, developed a patented network monitoring appliance that we're applying to this, and it's specifically for physical security. There are lots of network monitoring tools out there. If you Google it, you'll get overwhelmed. This particular approach is specific to physical security, what I call lightweight devices, such as cameras, maybe card readers, other devices, versus much heavier devices, such as servers and data arrays and things like that, where the SolarWinds and some of the other tools really are focused more on the heavy data center assets. We're focused more on the broader lightweight security assets. And then finally, along with system health monitoring, we bring a group of technicians that are trained in what we do and trained in physical security. So they know how to deal with these things and respond accordingly. So with that, I am going to take whatever questions you all may have, and then we can go from there. So, Alyssa.
Hey, Chris. So we have one question from Bob, and it looks like he wants to know the patent number for Night Sentry. Do we happen to have that on hand, or is that like fully finalized, or where are we at with that?
The patent number is finalized, and I don't have the patent number at the tip of my fingers, but we can certainly send that out. It was. I can give you the application number because it happens to be sitting on my desk, but that's not the patent number. So we can certainly send that out after we're done here. It's a good question. We're very proud of our patent.
Yeah, we can totally send that out as well as the slide presentation. Colleen, looks like you would like a copy, and we'll send that out to everyone that joined today. You guys can all have it.
Yes.
What other questions does anyone have at the moment? All right, if we have no other questions, then thanks so much, everyone, for taking time out of your day to join the webinar. And this webinar will actually be posted to our YouTube channel, so we'll send a link out to that as well, so that everyone can view it after the fact and share it with your friends, share it with your coworkers, etc.
So thanks, everyone. I appreciate you joining today.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.